All right. So I figured out the Vim stuff, why Vim was doing weird things. And actually, it's pretty simple. We just have to do a make dir.vim backup because this is like the backup directory that we specified in our .vim rc. And obviously, if this directory is not created yet, Vim will complain like it did. So, but now everything should be fine. By the way, I'm using a pre-tuned, or not, let's say, I'm using vimrc from another guy, Huckel. He also has like cool on GitHub, cool FreeBSD and ZFS related things. So yeah, I'm actually not that big of a Vim user. It just gives me some options which are generally good. So I just use this. But yeah, I have no clue actually about how a good vimrc should actually look. Maybe this is something I will have a look into in the future, probably, because Vim is like the only editor on the if you work on the server. Like, okay, there's Emacs, but I like Vim a lot more. The concepts of Vim. All right. So this is that. We now we move on to part 3: rcconf, network config, and pf. All right. So rcconf is, like you might know, on FreeBSD or BSD systems, the main configuration file for the whole system. And in our case, this is a so you start a server, and you actually don't have any control over the installation of the operating system. So, for example, I can't configure how the ZFS pools and ZFS datasets are created. So if I do a ZFS list, this was all set up by the install template provided by So You Start. So this is actually a bit sad. But yeah, it's not that big of a problem. So and this rc.conf is like pre-tuned or pre-configured by them. And what we're gonna do now is enable a few more things. Probably the things we're gonna work with the most is EasyJail, which we will discuss later, as well as oh wait, I will just no. I will comment this out for now. PF, which is a packet filter firewall, which we will use for basically, because we only have one IP address, we're gonna do some firewalling and packet filtering, so we can run multiple services, although we only have this one IP address. And for that, we also have to do some ifconfig stuff as well. But first, let's create some alias IPs, because we're gonna setting this up like every jail that we will create later has its own IP address, and or let's say its local IP address, and it will on a cloned loopback interface and we now have to like first create the or clone the loopback interface and do the aliasing of the do some aliasing and start the firewall. So basically I already did this on another system, so I'm just migrating this here. So I will just look at my at the rc.conf I already have and copy the things. Oh no, that's not the one I want. It's probably this. Oops, no. It's probably this? Question mark? Yes. So here's what we want. Oops. Okay. So these will be our local IP addresses. Wait, there's yeah, this is the interface we will clone, and basically the rc.conf is also the file which defines what services will be started on system startup. So this is also why we have to write. So we basically write everything in here, which we will gonna be doing now as well. So we kind of like doing the same thing twice, but if we do it this way, we just don't have to restart the server basically. Okay, so something in here which we didn't do, no. Okay, so we have to clone the loopback interface now. I always forget the command for that, but it is somewhere in the internet. Clone interface FreeBSD. Managing jails with EasyJail, right. Service native clone up. That's the thing. And do a sudo. Oops. Yeah, okay, so now we cloned the loopback interface. And now we're gonna be doing a if config. And we already have our IPs here, which we will be using for the jails. Okay, so this is our rcconf config. Our network config is almost done. We have to do the firewalling now. Okay, so the firewalling is done in a file called etcpf.conf, or you can locate it wherever you want, but it's called yeah, that's the standard location of this file. And I already did this, like I said. Control I, yeah. So this is EM0. Okay, this is just the bare minimum of a firewall which you will need. And what this does is basically, if there's traffic coming into the server on port 80 or 443, so the HTTP ports, it sends them to the web server, which we will be setting up under the IP address 10.1.1.1, and so it forwards all this HTTP traffic to the web server. In our case, it will be Nginx, and um, on HTTP as well as HTTPS, and it also does NAT on basically this means if there is any traffic coming from the jails uh, to the internet, or to like if there's outgoing traffic from the jails, um, it goes to the external interface, obviously because this is the only interface which has an IP address which is routable to the internet. So this is the external interface. EM0 in our case is the only interface um, which can access the internet, similar to a home network where your router is the um, only interface or only device which can access the internet, and all your devices like your smartphone or your computer are like have like local addresses, and basically it's the same here what we do here, plus we redirect traffic, incoming traffic, to the web server. Okay, a lot of words. So this is the bare minimum. And now we're gonna gonna also enable this in our in our RCconf, and we're gonna start it for now. So that's, like I said, you always have to do the things twice if you don't want to restart the service. So we do sudo service pf start. All right, and now we hope that we don't, because when you do something with firewalling, you usually want to have a cron job or anything, something similar, running, which at a certain interval disables the firewall, just so you don't lock yourself out. But actually, I tested it with this config, and it should be working. So fingers crossed. So let's try to SSH into our server, and we still can. So we still have everything's working fine. Okay, so that's that. We have that done as well. So point 3 is also done. Point 4 is setting up existing jails. So like I said, I'm in the process of migrating things from another server, and EasyJail is a nice tool for working with jails, and basically we're going to install that really quickly. Oh wait, okay, so what we see here is we don't have our ports installed yet. Ports are like PKG, another way of what's it called, getting software and packages onto your system. So, and in order to use ports, we have to do a portsnap fetch. Obviously with a sudo. We have to do a portsnap fetch followed by a portsnap extract to like fetch the ports onto our server and extract them into the user ports directory. When to use ports and when to use packages, so when to use ports and when to use PKG. With ports, you usually have you can configure ports to a certain extent, while with packages Like you probably know, you just do package install and then you have the package and you can't usually and you have to install all the dependencies with it. You usually can't adjust it at all. With ports, you can do that. But the drawback of ports is they are getting compiled, so it's not like a pre-compiled package. Um, so it takes a while. Okay, let's do the extract. So this will also take a short amount of time. But yeah, what we're gonna be doing now is point 4 of our roadmap, which is setting up existing jails. So this is on my machine here. I have another FreeBSD server where I have some jails, archive jails, which I will just copy onto the new server and create the jails from these archives. So migrating is really easy with this technique. Okay, so ports are configured, and PKG, you use PKG, the PKG tool, to work with packages, and for ports there's the cool tool Portmaster, which is here. So the usual way of getting ports is do a old-fashioned make install clean, which we will gonna do now. Wait, what? All right. And I want ZSH. So yeah, you just saw the configuration options for. If I would have done pkg install, I probably would have just pkg install portmaster. Would have probably gotten bash as well as ZSH or none of these completion shell completion tools. So okay, so we have portmaster now. So now we don't always have to do the make install clean. We just can say portmaster and EasyJails is in this util, so we just do portmaster sysutils EasyJail, and okay, why does it use pkg? Interesting. Oh, sudo. Yeah. So yeah, you see ccld, some compiling is going on, whatever. Unused variable, something I always wanted to know. In SQLite 3.c, in line 8954, there's an unused variable SQLite 3.1. Okay, done. Okay, nice. Okay, nice. We have EasyJail. Okay, next thing up, getting all the archives onto our new from the old machine to our new server. So we're gonna use secure copy, and we're gonna copy everything to. Or I just realized. Okay, we're gonna copy everything to Basti at our server. So what's gonna happen now is it won't work because oops, here. Oh, minus p 5000. Oh, come on! What is the Big P. No. Big P. All right. But it won't work anyway, right? Am I right? Permission denied public key. So that's the thing with with disabling password authentication. We can't copy it because we don't have a SSH key on our old server, which is known to the new server, right? We just added the SSH key from our laptop. Okay, so we have two options now. We can either SSH minus copy ID, which is probably not on this. Oh, it is. Oh, it is, right? Oh, cool. Okay, so we're going to just do this. No keys found. All right. Okay, so the server doesn't have any SSH keys. Actually, I'm a bit... If I do this and this server gets compromised, he will be able to log on to the other server as well. So what I'm going to do now is actually I'm just going to disable the or enable the password authentication for SSH for now. Oh, there it was. And disabled it right after we copied the stuff onto the new server. Sudo service sht restart. All right. Okay. So we do the same thing again, and now we can log in with password. Okay, and now everything is copying, and this will take a while, I guess. But yeah, this is that, and since we're gonna be working with EasyJail for the next couple of minutes, let's look at EasyJail, what it can do. What? Okay. Why is there no... Strange. Why don't I get shell completion? Huh? I think I know why. I should have... I think install... Maybe I had to do this. Install is not installed. Okay, no, this... No. That's weird. Usually you have like cool completion features. Let's do it again. Oh. EasyJail admin. Oh, right. Okay, now it works. Okay, so this is the things EasyJail can do. EasyJail admin archive is what we did on the old server. We archived our jails so we can copy them onto the new server. Right, you create new jails with create, obviously, and the first thing you're always going to do is create a base jail. And EasyJail is also really nice, integrates really nice with ZFS, which we have, luckily, because it's a really nice file system. And little fact about FreeBSD, all ports, all user installed software, like from the ports or the packages, live in user local. So there's actually a nice clean boundary between like system related tools and user installed software. Okay, so this will be at user local etc easyjail.config. Okay, and we have to call our password. Right, so this is the config for easyjail, and we're going to be looking for ZFS, our ZFS options. And since we want to use all features of ZFS, we're gonna use this, but here we change this to 0. All right, so what's going on here? Basically, the comment tells us what these options do. And since this ZFS file system or ZFS dataset doesn't exist yet, we have to create it before you can use it. I think EasyJail doesn't do it for us, so we're gonna exit that, and then we're gonna do ZFS create zroot EasyJail. Oh, and a sudo. All right. Okay. When the archives are onto our new server, we're gonna do another snapshot. I'm gonna already prepare that. ZFS snapshot after, or let's call it before jail setup. All right. Okay. The archives are copied onto our new server. We can look at them if we just do ls. Okay, they are here, and we're gonna do our next snapshot, and we get a permission denied, and now we have our new snapshot. We can look at them. Ta-da! 2 snapshots. And since we changed a lot, basically how snapshots grow and how big they are, this is like there's the ZFS file system is rather complex, so I don't fully understand it, and talking about this probably gonna take a long time. Okay, so we're ready to do point 4 now, set up existing jails. And like I said, the first thing you gonna do is the install, and actually I'm gonna minus MSP means minus man pages, sources, and ports. Okay, and just hit enter. Could not chd tools user jails full jail. All right. Okay. If it's working now, the problem was that I created the ZFS dataset myself, which probably wasn't the right thing to do. Seems like it's working now. The reason why I did this was because I think once I didn't created it myself and got an error. Okay, but it's working now. I think. I hope. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get these Japanese ports. Oh. Oh yeah. Multimedia. Oh yeah. Print. Science. Bad think. Alright, after www there's only x11, I think. Yeah. And then it's done. Alright. Okay. So we did this. Okay, and that's basically why I'm doing these videos, just so I know in the future how to do it and what are the caveats, what can go wrong, what to do in general. Okay, so the next thing is create a jail. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna -a. Okay, the -a tells this jail that it creates from an archive, and I think do we have to give it a name actually? Admin. Create. Oh, there it is. Jail name. -r. We store a jail from an archive. The archive files. Yeah. You probably need to tidy up things if you migrate it between different EasyJam. This may include reinstalling ports or packages. I also need to copy some libraries. Okay. Copy some libraries from the source host base jail. Okay. Are we gonna... it's not gonna work, right? No. Okay, so we have to call it web server and we want to run it on this. Okay, oh, it's done already. Okay, so we created the jail and we and it doesn't have a JID. Okay, that's weird. Maybe we have to start it first. Okay, now it has a JID. Okay, so we have a web server now running in a jail, and we can console into it. Okay, and so this is where our Nginx is running. And every port lives in user local, so the config is in user local etc nginx nginx.conf. And yeah, so this basically is the nginx config from the old server, and it's already how I want it basically. Maybe in the future I will also format it nicely because it looks a bit ugly right now. But for example, this line here and here. So, but that's something I will do in the future. Okay. So we set this up. Okay. We're gonna look if the Nginx is already running, and indeed it is already running. So if we do a curl on foo dot or minus head, we see that the Nginx is running and we get a for free forbidden or let's try something which isn't set up yet, but we will do in a few moments. Is this route, and it tells us moved because in our config we btsync we return a 301 and so move permanently, I think it is 301, or is it 304? No, 30 move permanently. Yeah, 301 is move permanently. So HTTP status code 301 and sends us to the HTTPS version of the server of the same URL. Okay. So the web server is working. So like we just saw, we have to EasyJail told us to do some cleaning up of stuff, like installing ports for different CPU and whatnot. So before we do that, we're gonna use the snapshot command for EasyJail, and actually we're gonna just snapshot. So yeah, like I said, EasyJail integrates nicely with ZFS, so it also has a snapshot feature, which I assume basically just calls ZFS snapshot behind the scenes, but you can just EasyJail admin snapshot your jail and it will create a snapshot. It also will do like auto snapshots if you configure it to do them. So we're gonna do this. Okay. Question: where are they stored? Or let's do a sudo ZFS list. No, ZFS list -t snapshot. Okay, here it is. It's a auto snap 2015. Okay, of the web server and also the base jail file system. If we do a ZFS list, we see that we have some new datasets now. For example, the web server or the base jail, because we configured EasyJail to work with ZFS and store everything under a separate ZFS file system.